All right. Uh, yeah. This is going to be a longer one. So settle in, because what just happened here isn't a one-off gaffe. It's not a bad tweet. It's not Trump being Trump in the casual way people like to shrug off. What we're watching is a systems level failure, a feedback loop collapsing in real time. And the reason it matters is because once these loops break, they don't snap back easily. Let's start at the beginning. A tragedy. Rob Reiner, a legendary filmmaker, actor, cultural figure, a guy whose work, A Few Good Men, when Harry Met Sally, Stand By Me helped define American cinema for decades. Someone who shaped how millions of people understood justice, friendship, power, and accountability. And yes, also a political commentator, vocal critic of Donald Trump. That part matters, because Trump never forgets criticism, ever.
It's going to take a long time to rebuild the shining city on the hill, the beacon to the rest of the world. You go to outside of our country, and I've been out in the UK and other places. They don't know what the hell's happening in America. They don't understand what's happening. This used to be the place that welcomed immigrants, that welcomed people, and it was our strength. The diversity was our strength. And now it's looked upon as it's people are being thrown out of the country without due process.
Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle are tragically murdered in Los Angeles. The details are horrific. A family shattered, friends stunned, an industry mourning, a country processing another moment of senseless violence. In moments like this, there is a script, not a political script, but a human one. Presidents, prime ministers, CEOs, generals, community leaders, they all know it. Or they're supposed to, you express condolences, you lower the temperature, you center the victims, you acknowledge pain. You don't litigate grudges. You don't score points. You don't make it about yourself. That's leadership 101. It's in business case studies. It's in crisis management textbooks. It's in military doctrine. It's in basic human instinct. And Donald Trump ignores all of it. Within 24 hours, instead of restraint, he posts on social media suggesting that Rob Reiner's political views, what he calls Trump derangement syndrome, somehow contributed to the tragedy. No evidence, no relevance, no connection to the investigation, just accusation, framing self-defense masquerading as commentary. And instantly, something unusual happens. Republicans start speaking up.
For Trump to have put that out today, I'm going to say it. You know, damn it, there's an American family grieving.
Yeah.
This is a tragedy, not just for the family, but for all who knew and loved him. Shameful, is disgraceful. And out of all the disgusting things that Donald Trump has done, this is right up there.
So classlessly blaming Rob Reiner, his passing, on Trump derangement syndrome.
Another points out the hypocrisy, how just a month earlier, MAGA voices demanded that anyone who spoke unkindly after the death of Charlie Kirk be punished.
So when you see someone celebrating Charlie's murder, call them out. And hell, call their employer.
But now, silence from those same voices. Or worse, deflection. That hypocrisy doesn't go unnoticed, especially not by voters. Then comes the moment where Trump is asked directly on camera their question,
President, a number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. Yeah.
Loose lips, Mr. President. Leader Thune doesn't seem.
No empathy, no pause, no acknowledgement of loss, just grievance. And this is where the system starts to fracture. Because even Republicans who agree with Trump politically understand something fundamental. This isn't normal. This isn't strategic. This isn't even useful. It's self-sabotage. The criticism spreads. Democrats condemn the comments as repulsive. Some Republicans join in. One says it's beyond the pale. Now, normally, this is where the cycle ends. Trump says something outrageous. Republicans ignore it. Journalists chase lawmakers in the halls of Congress.
Okay, you know what, Donald Trump, I'm going to borrow a quote from my favorite Rocky film, Rocky IV. He's not a machine. He's not a machine. He's a man. He's a man. And what are we talking about here? Strongly approve of Donald Trump. Okay, this is 2024 Trump voters. In March, it was 66%. Look at where we are now. It's just 50% of 2024 Trump voters strongly approve of him. Look, Trump voters still like Donald Trump, but they don't love him as much. And that means there's a permission structure to actually go against him. And that is exactly what you saw in Indiana.
Political scientists talk about permission structures. When support is intense, dissent is punished. When intensity drops, dissent becomes possible. People feel allowed to criticize, allowed to step back, allowed to say, this isn't who I signed up for. That's what we're seeing.
But a Fox poll taken in November shows a vast majority of Americans believe the economy is not in great shape, and a majority also blame President Trump.
My favorite word is tariff. I just helped our farmers out because they're starting to do really well. The tariffs are making them rich. There is not a farmer that you could find to do an interview that is saying, I have been made rich because of Donald Trump's tariff policy. And last night, Democrats were also busy in Florida and in Georgia. So there's going to be a new mayor of Miami, Eileen Higgins, a Democrat, hasn't won there in decades. I know, before you say it, Brian, there was an independent who was in there in the early 2000s. Still, Kamala Harris won by 1 point, Miami County. She won by 19 points. We flipped another seat in Georgia. So far in 2025, Dems have flipped 25 GOP held seats. The GOP have flipped 0.
So what happens when performance falters? You distract, you polarize, you provoke. That's what Trump does. And it usually works. Attention shifts. Debate gets emotional. Accountability fades. But tragedy breaks that cycle. Because tragedy exposes character. It strips away spin. It forces a moral test, and Trump fails it again. What makes this even starker is the contrast with Rob Reiner himself. When Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist Reiner strongly disagreed with, was murdered, Reiner responded with horror.
When you first heard about the murder of Charlie Kirk, what was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror, absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems. And I felt like what his wife said at the service, at the memorial they had, was exactly right. And totally, I believe, I'm Jewish, but I I believe in the teachings of Jesus, and I believe in doing to others, and I believe in forgiveness. And what she said to me was beautiful and absolutely, when she forgave his assassin, and I think that is admirable.
Democrats condemned violence against Charlie Kirk immediately. Republicans demanded unity and respect. Fair enough. But when the roles reverse, Trump chooses cruelty. And some Republicans finally say, no, this is not about ideology anymore. It's about conduct. Systems don't fail all at once. They fail gradually, quietly. Then suddenly, so if you're listening to this, understand what you're witnessing. Not drama, not noise. A signal, support independent media, share this analysis, talk about it. Because accountability doesn't emerge on its own. It emerges when people refuse to look away. All right. Yeah. That's the full picture. Stay curious. Stay engaged. And don't let anyone tell you this doesn't matter.